Yeah.
What are 5 albums that you wish would be on the top 100 that you think might not make it?
Are we gonna do the same bounce back and forth?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Blood, Sex, Sugar, and Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers is probably going to get snubbed. But to me, that's without a doubt a top 100 album of all time.
Okay.
I think the intersection of hip hop and rock was a big moment in the 90s that kind of brought hip hop to the forefront. It helped if you see what happened with like Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think anyone did it like the Chili Peppers because it wasn't hip hop rock, which today sounds corny and dated. It was also funk. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Flea is the best bassist to ever fucking live, and I will stand on that. Yeah. That is some of the funkiest shit I've ever heard. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers has been something that's been consistent throughout my whole life, from the time I was 8 years old, 10 years old, starting to play the guitar, to today when I'm in a rut, I'll throw that music on. And it starts with the power of equality. You know what I'm saying? It's music for everyone. It's music that sounds like the 90s to me, and it's a great album.
I definitely love equality. One of my picks, I can't even put them in an order, but one of my picks was Doris by Earl Sweatshirt.
Okay.
I don't need that high in there, but I need that to be acknowledged for what it is as one of the greatest rapping performances across an album by anybody. The way that man finds double, triple entendres, flow pockets over these unique ass beats, has some of the best features from like people who are now super influential in the genre. Early Earl Sweatshirt, or early Tyler the Creator, RZA also, Mac Miller, God rest his soul. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much iconic shit across that album. I think that was one of the top 3 best projects to ever come out the Odd Future camp, to be honest. And It was such a hard pivot from where he was as that goofy 16-year-old kid who did Earl, came back after getting sent away from boarding school and is all black, dark. Like, it was hinting at everything that he became now, because it was so different from everything else that was coming out of that camp with the bright colors and all that shit. It's like, nah, maybe I'm growing up. I'm becoming a new person. And it was great. Love that album.
Great pick. Not top 3 Odd Future album, but move on.
Yeah, I think on mine, something that I don't think will get any recognition, but is a great project to me and deserves to be on that list, is Solange True.
True.
It is one of it's my favorite Solange project, honestly. It sounds like the 80s. It sounds like just like young, lost, trying to figure out like yourself and like what true love means to you. Lovers in the Parking Lot. Amazing record. Some Things Never Seem to Fucking Work. Amazing record. And it's just a well done, cohesive project. I love the album art too. I know that there's other Solange albums that people would probably put in that top 100, but to me, that's her best project. And my favorite project.
Is that the one with the song you put on weekly rotation?
Yeah.
Tell me am I losing you? That song fucked my shit up, bro. That is an incredible song, and I've never listened to that album, and I really need to.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And again, I know she's got other projects, bro. I really think that's my favorite and her best.
Yeah,
personally, but
I have to go back and listen to that.
An album that's not going to make it probably because of how new it is, but I think deserves to be on there is African Giant by Burna Boy.
Wrong.
I don't know.
Whoa. What do you mean wrong?
I mean,
I'll say.
Afro beats is
here,
the moment, bro, and it's such incredible positive music. And to me, this is the Afro beats album. And I know some people might think it's like a Wizkid album, right? Right? You think it's a Wizkid album?
What do you mean it's a Wizkid album?
I'm saying some people might say like the Afrobeat album to the American consumer is a Wizkid album, but to me it's African Giant. This is what introduced me to the genre. This is what made me really understand the genre, and to me this is still the highest quality album that I've heard in the Afrobeat space.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the take, and I really don't think that Wizkid. I mean, I think Burna is better than Wizkid. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
but. Personally, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say much more. I agree with your take, bro.
Yeah, okay. So I'll go into my next one. Mine is Made in Lagos by Wizkid.
There you go.
And I think that there's still a chance for that album to actually get mentioned. I don't know, because like I think Afrobeat is the newest thing since reggae music to have that feeling of love, positivity, good vibrations just emanating from the entire genre.
Yeah.
Like I think to make Afrobeat music, I heard Rema speak on it. He said it is a lot of vibrations. Like the way that they talk about women, love, relationships. It's with a very positive context that I think like we, especially as Americans, can't relate to just because we're in such like a negative climate all the time. Everyone wants to be sad and shit. There's hits. Like this one like has hits that transcended everything. I think this is one of those things you could play for anybody. I think Burna is great. I think African Giant is probably the Burna Boy album, but yeah, I'm a little. I tend to be a little bit more of a Wizkid fan than Burna Boy.
Fair. I disagree, but fair.
Okay, my turn. Another album I would put up there is oh god, let me look at my list. Oh, easy. Another album I'd put up there personally is Finally Rich by Chief Keef. It's funny because earlier in this video I talked about how I didn't love other Chief Keef projects, and even the latest one I haven't even really listened to because he's changed his sound. But when this album came out, bro, it changed everything for me. Like this is one of the reasons, along with Kanye, that I started like really listening to rap music, and it's just fun, bro. Like obviously at the time it's jarring, right? Because Chief Keef is this like kind of like shadowy figure that's coming out of the south side of Chicago talking about, or south side or what
Sounded right.
yeah, it's coming out of Chicago making this like kind of violent like dark music, but when the full project came out it was just fun club party records. I mean, you got Diamonds, you got Hate Being Sober, you got I Don't Like. These are all out. These are all records that when I was listening to, it was like turn up music in the gym. Like before a big like soccer game or whatever, I would go listen to it. Like I don't know, bro. Like Chief Keef to me, he changed the game, and this is a classic project. And sometimes artists only got one classic project. That's fine.
That's fine.
But yeah, Finally Rich belongs in this category.
I think that's top 100.
Nice pick.
I think that's the top 100 album.
I think Diamond Life by Sade should be in the top 100. To me, that's the best Sade album. I think it's an incredible vibe. I put it on top to bottom in many different instances. I think it has my favorite Sade songs on there. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Sade a little earlier, but to me, she does something that not a lot of other people do. And I think it's a unique branch of soul R&B that, to me, I don't have a lot of contemporaries that I think sound like her and make the same kind of music and have the same kind of groove while being so like soft spoken, but never too quiet, never fading into the background for me personally.
I have Hendrix by Future as one of my picks. I think that Future is top 5 all-time rapper. I think that we're just now coming to terms with him being one of the current best out still, even at 40, when I think the longevity is extremely impressive. And I think this is his most digestible project, most diverse project. I think that this shows not only how much of a hit maker he is, but just how purely talented he is. Like, I don't think there's many people who could do this and make this sound. I think there's actually only 2 people who could make this sound while still, of course, pulling elements from iconic artists, both from current day, getting people like The Weeknd and Chris Brown, and the past. I think you do see like the Atlanta influence of this historically. So yeah, great album. My favorite Future album.
I'm stepping on Miles' Future take, and I'm putting Monster up there instead.
Okay.
I mean, Throwaway, Coding Crazy, My Savages. I just feel like that project is where we see Future transition from trap star making trap music to rock star, and just somebody that is changing his perspective and changing like where he's going with the sound and like what he's doing with it. I feel like that project, like I said, My Savages, Monster, and what else?
Coding Crazy.
Coding Crazy.
Throwaway.
Which I said early, Throwaway. Like these records are classic Future records to me. So
why did none of us put Dirty Sprite 2? DS2.
You know, it's weird because people are always on some like that is his best project. I get it for the club for sure, but it's not something I like listen to. You know what I mean?
Would you be mad if you saw it on the top 100 all the time?
I wouldn't be mad because it has so many like it's party club records.
How do you know I'm not going to put that on?
You might. Are you?
No, but that's the one that should be on the list.
Right?
Honestly,
right.
Objectively, that's the one.
You know what I mean?
I like both those records better than DS2, but DS2 is the one to put on the list. And they probably still will. So that's why I like both of the picks.
Ooh, really? You think they put DS2 in the top 40?
Yeah, I think
that'd be tough.
That's the best trap album ever.
If you put,
it is. Moving on.
Barter 6, maybe.
I got my last two albums. I still have a lot of hope for that they're gonna put in the top 40, but something tells me they're not, and it's gonna break my heart. I'm gonna go Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
To me, it's just the best album to come out of the 60s, plain and simple. You know what I mean? It's the most innovative. It's the most interesting. It's the best songwriting. He's the best guitarist to ever live. Jimi Hendrix is an example of a human being a channel. And honestly, just receiving a signal from God, the divine life force, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and just blanking out and channeling that into a spiritual experience of music. To me, it's the best psych rock album of all time. It's probably the most influential guitar album of all time. And I think they'll probably put one of his first two albums on the list, but this is the one for me that I think belongs there.
They'll put Jimi Hendrix somewhere on there.
But I don't think they're going to do Electric Ladyland, which is what they need to do.
I don't think that this album, similar situation to what I think,
Yeah.
to what you just said. I put Vampire Weekend's self-titled project, their first one.
I like that.
I would love for that to be somewhere in the top 100. I think that this is the complete antithesis of what I am, what I should feel related to. Yet in the time of my life when I heard this as like a high school senior about to go to college, for some reason this album provided me a lot of comfort. The fucking African drums on Mansard Roof as the intro track are incredible. Some of the most creative writing ever. You know, I mean, you have Oxford comma right after that. He's talking about like Lil Jon on this album, and it makes it sound relatable. Then you got like tracks that seem like they'd fit perfectly in like a coming of age movie with a Walcott and The Kids Will Be All Right. This is music that I think really helped me grow up and expand my music taste, while still incorporating elements that me as like a hip hop R&B fan still feels really familiar with. They might put Modern Vampires of the City
that's my
on
favorite.
there, but this is like one of my favorite albums ever.
I like that.
Great pick. I love it.
I think another album that should be up there that I'm not sure is going to get its shine is Confessions by Usher.
Okay.
It'll get its shot.
I think they'll put
no,
it.
they already put it. It was it was 90, like it was between 90 and 100.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so it barely made it on there.
It
But
probably should be a little higher. That's a great project.
I think a little higher. I mean, simply because like obviously Usher is a pioneer for like modern day R&B and even hip hop in a sense. But I think if you go to any party or function, you're gonna hear at least one of these songs playing. And I'm not talking about just Usher in general. I'm talking about Confessions specifically. I mean, from like Confessions Part 2 to Yeah, like these songs are played everywhere. You know what I mean? Also, we have to throw in that Usher invented Justin Bieber. So that's a whole other thing we gotta throw in there for Usher, man. But he gotta be recognized. I think Confessions is the right way to do it. I'm glad they did it, but
I think he's gonna get another one. I think they might put 8701 on there. Ooh. That's my favorite Usher. That's my favorite.
Are they doing two, like from artists or no?
I think they can.
I
don't think there's
I don't think they have yet, but I think they can.
I think they might put that top 40.
All right, and my last album that I'm not sure is gonna make the list, but definitely should be on the list is "Mama's Gun" by Erykah Badu. It's her best work. It's the neo soul album. It is the expansion of this genre. There's so many iconic songs on here. You know what I'm saying? The whole album plays incredibly, and it's like a really healing listen. Honestly, it came to me when I needed it, and it's music for the soul that I think everyone really likes.
I've become a fan of Erykah the more I listen to her, the more I get it. Cause like she is very adjacent to like the world that I like to live in. I think that she's a goat. She's a goat. They
Big
did
goat.
put
Baduism.
Yeah.
But Mama's Gun is better. That's what I'm saying. Mama's Gun is the Erykah album.
But it's the same way that you said Dirty Sprite. Yeah, that's why you're funny, bro.
Why?
Because like it's like the Dirty Sprite thing.
No. I don't think so. I think
is,
Mama's Gun.
but it is.
No, but pull up the track list. Pull up both track lists and tell me what the better album is.
Objectively. I can't do it. But you're right. I feel you.
Mama's Gun is the better album. Yeah.
I go Ego Death by The Internet as my last pick for what I would want to put on here. This is like
Great
a top
choice.
five personal album. I could not live without this album. I don't think I'd be the person I am, the music listener I am, without this album. I think this birthed like Steve Lacy. You know what I mean? I love that this album has gotten critical acclaim, being Grammy nominated. One of the most unique takes on R&B ever. I think that Syd's voice is so amazing. Like her writing is really, really amazing. Matt Martian does a great job producing on this. I think it's Chris Page on the drums. Great album. Yeah, modern, like one of the more modern picks I think I have.
You just gonna say everyone but Steve?
I said Steve. I said this burst Steve Lacy.
Oh, my bad. I missed that. I missed that.
But yeah, great group, great best album from them. But Hive Mind is also great too.
Yeah.
I think the last one that I would put on there, and I'm sure they're gonna put this on there if they haven't already, but Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
I feel like that to me is first. That's my favorite Kendrick Lamar project as of right now. But I also feel like storytelling wise and just like he hits a really good. I feel like on Good Kid, Mad City, right? He hits a really good balance between the storytelling of it and also making like commercial records that people can actually listen to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like because to Pimp a Butterfly gets a little heavy. Damn gets a little bit too radio sometimes, humble. You know what I'm saying? He gets a little bit too like pandering to the radio with that one. But I feel like Good Kid, Mad City strikes a balance of like just telling a story of a kid that like grows up in a rough environment, right? Is trying to make it out and like, you know what I'm saying? He's telling his experience, but he's like, yo, I'm not really a part of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be something more. I'm trying to show the homies something more. You know, it's sad that we're getting what we're seeing now, but Poetic Justice is one of my favorite songs on that project. You know what I'm saying?
That'll definitely be one of the top 40 albums for sure. If they don't put that in there, they haven't put any Kendrick. He might get. I think he's gonna get 2.
They didn't put any Kendrick.
Not yet.
Yeah, they're gonna put the Pimp and Good Kid top 40.
They have to, otherwise they're wilding.
Yeah,
They would not. But yeah, look at us getting content off of Apple Music. Shout out them for that list. I think that was a really necessary thing at this time.